All right, this is Jeff Zimmerman with FightNews.com, and I've got the former amateur sensation Kentavias, aka Taae. How you doing, Taae?
Good. Doing good. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'll be honest with you. I don't usually interview guys making their pro debut, but after talking to Josh and just kind of getting more of your story and your background, I'm like, I got to talk to this guy. You got a big fight coming up this weekend, Saturday, September 18th, on my birthday in Cancun. And how excited are you to make your pro debut?
I'm excited. A lot of work has been put in. And I'm blessed.
Yeah,
I feel
so
special
you're
that
a nine-time USA national champion.
Yes,
you
sir.
won the Olympic trials, but you didn't fight in the Olympics. Talk about that.
So I won the Olympic trials, but they took 108 out. You know, they changed the weight classes. So I would have in order to go to the Olympics, I would have had to move up. But they already had who won at 114. So it was really, I couldn't really do anything about it.
Okay. So you decided to turn pro.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. And 19 years old?
Yes, sir. Well, I turned 20 in November.
Okay. And from what I understand, you were a basketball star, but then got into boxing and decided to box.
Yeah, I used to play basketball. Yeah, I used to play basketball, but you know, I'm short, so that wouldn't have worked out.
How tall are you?
I'm like 5'6".
5'6", and you're fighting at 108.
Yes, sir.
Wow. So for those that don't know your story, you're from Corsicana,
yes,
Texas, outside of Dallas, and you grew up in Mesquite, which is also another suburb of Dallas. Talk about how you got into boxing and, you know, just your whole background.
Well, I moved from Corsicana. I was like, I want to say 7 or 8. I'm going to say, I was like 7. We moved to Mesquite. I was playing football and basketball. I never really thought about getting into boxing. And then my dad, he always liked the boxing though. So, and then they put me in it, and I ended up liking it, and I turned out good.
And how old were you when you started boxing?
I was 9 years old. So I played football and basketball for like 2 years before I got into boxing.
And what was your amateur record?
My amateur record, I want to say 68-10.
60-10. Okay.
Yes, sir.
And you won all those national titles too.
Yes, sir. Yeah. But most of my losses came from not from when I was, because I was playing basketball while I was doing it. When I got in high school, I was playing basketball while I was boxing, so I wasn't as focused. And like this is where my losses came from. So most of my losses I never just really lost. Nobody ever just beat me.
You just weren't focused at the time.
Yeah, I wasn't focused. My mind was everywhere. And you know, in boxing, your mind gotta be strictly on boxing.
Right. So let me ask you though, you grew up, you know, in a time around Dallas when Dallas, you know, became a hotbed for boxing. You know,
I knew a lot of the stars. I came up with a lot of the stars from Dallas.
Right. So did you follow the Errol Spences of the world, the Vergil Ortizes?
Yeah. I used to train with Vergil. A lot of fighters. There's a lot of fighters I came up with from amateurs that I knew that are like big stars now. Yeah.
What was it like training with Vergil?
It was good. He always worked out hard. So that would like make everybody else want to work that hard.
Even back then,
even back then, he was a monster.
So seeing what he's doing now and on the verge of a world championship, it's not surprising.
Yeah, it's not surprising. We if you knew him, you knew like it was bound to happen.
Okay. Well, someone like you would know. Are there any guys that you follow today in the sport or any guys from the past that you kind of pattern yourself after?
I want to say Pernell Whitaker. I like his style. Like I like to take things from Pernell and use it. The James Toney, mostly like the defensive style they have. I love it.
Okay, all right. Well, I was going to say those are two of the best defensive fighters of all time.
Yeah.
So those are two really good fighters. So you do follow the history then for being such a young guy.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And for folks that don't know your style, and obviously the amateur style is much different than the pros, what is your style? Are you a boxer puncher?
Like a boxer puncher, yeah. Cause I could choose, I could box or I could walk you down. Depending on however they come out, I could adjust to however they come out. And I'm a good counter puncher. So you make a mistake, you gotta pay.
Okay. And I know from talking to your manager Josh that you like to go to the body.
Yeah, I love body shots. Ever since I was probably the only little kid. I was probably the youngest kid throwing body shots.
And where did that come from? That like just loving to go to the body.
I had a Mexican trainer. I started off in a Mexican gym, and I had this trainer. His name Jose Mojica, and he taught me. He basically taught me everything I know. So, and he put that in me. He installed it into me as a kid. I was 9 years old. He only trained me and his son, so it was only us two. He was just focusing on us. So he gave me everything I know.
Okay.
It was like I would say like you know how Mike Tyson and D'Amato, something like that.
Okay. So, do you still keep in touch with them?
Yeah, I still keep in touch with them.
All right. Well, going back to like the James Toney era, there was a guy by the name of Mike McCullough, the body snatcher. I know you're out in Vegas where he is. Have you met Mike?
Yeah, I met Mike.
Yeah, have you guys talked boxing at all? The body punch?
Yeah, I worked with Mike. He showed me how he throws his body. He gave me some tips.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I like watching him. He similar style.
Yeah, he showed me once where he would land that punch, and I can see why he was knocking people out. But yeah, that's great. So you're in Vegas now, and obviously moving out of Mesquite in the Dallas area. What's it like living out in Vegas and training out there?
It's good. I love it. I get good work out there. I learn a lot out there. I learn something every day. So it's good for me. I feel like it's helped me a lot.
And I know you're training with former world champion from Ireland, Wayne McCullough.
Yes, sir.
What's it like training under Wayne? He's obviously a smaller guy too. But what's it like just training with him and knowing, he was a world champion?
It brings like comfort because he understands, he knows what it takes because he's done it before. So everything he tells me, I do it and I apply it. I listen to everything he says.
And what's been the biggest thing you've learned from being an amateur to fighting in the pros?
I always had a pro style. I haven't fought pro yet, so it's gonna be a new experience.
Right.
But I feel like, I know I'm ready. So I don't think it would be a big difference for me to transition into the pros. I don't think it would make a big difference. I already have the pro style.
Gotcha. That's right. You haven't fought yet. And again, Jeff Zimmerman, fightnews.com. I'm with Kentavias Slay, aka Taae, and got his pro debut this weekend, September 18th in Cancun. Do you know who you're fighting on Saturday?
It doesn't really matter.
You're ready.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if anyone's told you, but you got $1 million smile, which is a good thing to have in boxing.
Thank you. Thank you.
You can go a long ways with that.
Thank you.
You know, whatever you do in the ring, plus with that smile outside, I see a bright future. But we'll wrap it up here in a few minutes. Now, what are your goals? Have you set goals for yourself in boxing? I know you're just starting out, but obviously you've had a huge, successful amateur career. What kind of goals do you have?
I'm looking to be a world champion within less than 5 years. Yeah, that's my biggest goal right now. That's my main focus.
Okay.
I want to be I want to be a multi-division world champion, though. That's what I'm looking at.
Okay. And when you think you'll go up another weight or two when you get to the
maybe like fighting? 3. I might see. I fight 108, so what I'm looking to do, I'll come get a title at 105 at minimum. I'll come get that title at 108, 112, 115, and if my body develops enough, 118.
Okay. You got room to grow. Now, speaking of growing, I also know that you've been working with another world champion by the name of Devin Haney on your strength and conditioning. Devin, he is always in shape. I've never seen that guy out of shape.
He stays in shape.
What's it like working with Devin, and what have you learned from him? Just getting your body ready.
I learned a lot from Devin. He loves to grow. He always wants to push himself and be the best he can be. So that just pushes me. So when I'm working with him, it's always hard work. We never slack. It's always hard work. And so I like to push to get to his level. Yeah.
You kind of see what it takes to be a champion.
Yeah, I see what it takes. He showed me everything.
That's awesome. Well, we'll wrap it up. Taae, what you got? Any shout outs? You got any sponsors lined up, or anybody at the moment?
I got a sponsor. Shout out to Aerodynamics, Airtime, and I want to give a shout out to the I don't really know how to say it, but it's they hosting a fight, a little restaurant. It's I don't know if I'm gonna say it right. Marinello Mai. Yeah, Mai Danello Mai, something like that. Yeah, but shout out to them.
Okay. And what should we expect from you come Saturday night in Cancun?
Which I should expect a knockout in professional fashion. Look like a vet. I'm like a young vet. Look like I've been there before. Y'all gonna see it.
And if people want to watch the fight, how can they find it?
On the it's gonna be on Facebook Live. The people that's hosting it, they're gonna stream it on Facebook Live.
Okay.
I have more information. Closer to the fight.
Okay, and for people to find out more of that information, how can they follow you?
Follow me on Instagram at taae.money. And just, they just follow me and I will have all the information. I'll post the link where they could just click it and watch.
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Well, you heard it here. Kentavias Slay, aka Taae. It was a pleasure to interview you as you get ready for your pro debut, and I hope to interview you many more times through the years.
Yes,
I'm here in Dallas.
You will for sure.
I'm excited to follow your career, and I know you got a great team behind you. So best of luck on Saturday, and I'll be rooting for you.
Okay, thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.